What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Tonyd2wild checking in once again, back with the Bay of the Day, guys, on the review of the upcoming Jordan 3 Fear. Today, guys, we have the Jordan 3 Fear set to release on November 25th for a retail price point of $210. And this shoe, it's a very important shoe, man. So it's a shoe that brings back great memories of what the sneaker game culture used to be. In 2013, the Jordan Fear pack dropped, which was the Jordan 3, the Jordan 4, and the Jordan 5. And even back then, 10 years ago when these released, there was hype beast, I guess, kind of brewing at that time. And, people were going after sneakers that probably never were going after sneakers before. That reminds me of that Donald Trump line that he stated that people are dying that never died before. But you get my point. The sneaker game was starting to boom into what it is today. There was things called at the time, what was called monitors, which are now known as bots. And even then, back at that time, you could get your hands on these shoes with actually just going out and hunting. Like, you could actually get a sneaker that was, I guess you could say, limited or hype of that time, but you would just have to, get up out the house, go do a couple raffles, or be up early in the morning at 10 a.m. And even then, you might take an L here and there, but out of like 10 releases, you might hit on 2 or 3. Fast forward today, some people ain't hit a release since 2013. It's horrible now. It's bad. But back then, this shoe dropped, and it was very hype at the time. The Jordan 3, the Jordan 4, and from my main memory, the Jordan 5, I feel like was the best or the biggest one out of the pack. Reselling for $300 to $500 at the time when they initially released, the Fear pack came through with a boom. And the 4, really nice. We probably will see that one retro down the line, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see the 5 as well. But the Jordan 3 is now here in full effect. And from my memory, it looks pretty spot on to the original one that released back in 2013. And it has some story behind it of Jordan brands from back in 2008. I think it actually states it on the box. So the box, it says, and this is from a 2008 commercial from Jordan Brands, Be Legendary, which was a promotion for the actual, I believe, Jordan 23. The box here states, and hence the name Fear, I'm scared of what I won't become, and you're scared of what I could become, and hence the name Fear. Materials on this shoe are suede and of nubuck. It has that leather distress going on at the close to that mid, I guess you could call it the mud guard of some sort. The midsole, you can see that gradient from that gray to that black with the white speckles. And also you have a whitish midsole. It's very tinted. It's not pure white of some. It has a little bit of like an egg look. I don't want to call it sail because back then in 2013, sail wasn't even a thing of the time. Night Stadium, total orange, stayed Nuent, Nior, and orange total. And the material, very, very nice for the most part. The material on the actual tongue is more of like a nubuck. Almost feels almost felt in some sorts. You have the Jumpman that is embroidered with that total orange on the back as well. And you have that outsole. The box is really nice. The retail, of course, dated before is $210. The elephant print sits real nice and low, as I like my pairs not to be big and bulky. They did a really good job on the actual elephant print, and it is a little bit more, in my opinion, it feels a little bit more debossed than your typical Jordan 3. We have a pair of reimagines right here, and just some slight differences, nothing crazy, but just something to point out. Check out the elephant print there. You can actually see the differences. I would say that the print is a little bit more thicker than on the Reimagine, but it's not a bad thick. Like, it's not what usually, if this was on these Jordan 3 Reimagines, this thick of a print, I would have not liked it. I think the fact that it's black and it's gray, it contrasts better than how this would be a light and a dark. So maybe that's the case. Hence also that I noticed that for the Jordan 3 Reimagine, it's a light color, and then the debossed is the darker color. On this pair, it's the dark color in the debossed, and Nicole just changed the colors in here, and it looks kind of dope, I can't lie. So we're gonna keep going. Bam! Just check it out, man. Overall, very solid. I think that these are gonna be going for a little bit more than your typical retail price, and they will do well and more than likely sell out. Just because it has a little bit of nostalgia to it. I believe that the people in my age group, the people that have been sneakerheads for at least 10 years now, definitely want to get your hands on these pairs. And that's what I've been doing. All these shoes that be coming out, I don't give a damn what the next man says and what the price says at the end of the day, because these are the shoes that back when I was just starting and getting into the sneaker game, I was unable to obtain this shoe. This shoe dropped when Tony was just doing YouTube, like when he just started doing YouTube. That's something that, this is how old this shoe is, and that's why I want it. The Jordan 4 Lightning, when I came into the sneaker game, hardcore, it had already released. It was going for $1,000. I grabbed it. The Thunder was going for $600 at that point. I grabbed it now again. You know, I'm listening every single color. The Cherry 12s had dropped, I believe, in 2009. I was unable to obtain it at the time. The Jordan 12 Taxi had dropped in 2012, a year before I had started this channel. I was able to obtain it. The Maroon 6s had not dropped in 1992. I was able to grab it, so I grabbed it when it retro. The Green Bean 5 dropped when I was in high school. I grabbed it. The Jordan 7 Citrus dropped when I was in high school. I grabbed it. So you guys can see that these shoes that they're bringing back are all like nostalgic to people of my age, I would say from your 20s to 30s. So this is another shoe that just falls in that line of me having to grab it. Same goes for that Week 13 that we just reviewed. I gotta grab it. So, you know, overall, I think it's a solid shoe. The material, I would say, real close mimics that of that Cool Gray 3 that we got not that long ago, where it is of a real nice nubuck and suede. I'm just gonna say that, nubuck suede, okay? Because it's either one or the other. But if you look closely and you can see it, there is that texture, like that tumbled material under it. So it may be of a nubuck, it may be of a suede, but what I'm trying to say is when you typically look at shoes like this, check that toe box out, it's a little bit more smoother. But right here you can see that tumbleness that is kind of what you see on your typical leather sneakers. As I would normally say the Rip Van Winkle ball sack, but you guys hate when I say that. You see the, you know, typical tumble? You see that going on here on this part, but also on the other side, it doesn't have it at all. So it's just parts of the cuts of that, you know, that leather. Because overall, nubuck, suede, all of it is leather. So it's just different parts. And I can't just, for me, it's always been an issue to tell the difference, right? Like nubuck, I know is leather. It starts off like this, and they just shave it all the way down to a very fine, you know, type of fill. Suede is the other end, is the flipped upside, you know, this flipped upside down. I know that. It's just hard to tell because sometimes they can mimic each other very, very well. But I'll let you guys tell me which one it is in the comment section. Whatever it is, this shit's soft, it's good, I like the quality, and it feels a lot like the Jordan 3 Cool Grays. So if you want something that can, you know, good idea, that's something that give you the idea on. Here's the box, it has the writing on there, on the inside, same thing, same writing on that paperwork there, and Jordan 3 Fear. Definitely a shoe that I was not expecting to come back out, but with the fact that it's the 10-year anniversary for the shoe, I can understand it, and I'm cool with it. So it is what it is. I'm going to be picking this one up. As I stated, this month alone is going to be pretty tough. I mean, because you got the Jordan 13 Wheats. I had to grab those. Then you got these. I have to grab these. And I feel like it's another shoe. Oh, the Gratitudes that we got our hands on. Those are next month, though. But 3 shoes that just have to be picked up. So to each its own. Let me know you guys' thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I'm going to end you guys and girls off with an on-foot review. Get it. Peace.